Welcome to Real Conversations, exploring the meaning behind the music. Hi, I'm Robert Brzezinski.
And I'm Jeanne Kataoka. And together, we're having real conversations with your favorite New Thought artists.
Join us as we take a deep dive into the inspiration and meaning behind the music of New Thought. Our guests are ready to share stories from their spiritual journey and creative process with you.
Real Conversations is a chance to look behind the curtain and connect with your favorite New Thought artists.
So let's dive right in. Real Conversations, exploring the meaning behind the music. And hello again, dear ones. Robert Brzezinski with you here.
And Jeanne Kataoka here.
And we are having Real Conversations, a music interview program looking at the meaning behind the music. And today we are super excited. The absolutely amazing, talented, and just a rising star in New Thought music, Patricia Bahia, is with us today. We're so grateful to have her. I'm going to get out of the way and let Jeanne take it over and give you a proper introduction.
Alrighty, here we go. Multi-award-winning songwriter, singer, cancer survivor, and lover of life, Patricia Bahia is a multidimensional artist who lives her bucket list. In fact, sometimes refers to herself as a bucket list fashionista and inspires others to do the same. She says that though she was always a singer, she didn't write her first song until after receiving a cancer diagnosis in 2003. As she says, I'd spent my whole life doing what was expected of me, pursuing a career as a lawyer, living out someone else's dream, while secretly harboring a dream of writing songs. She said, songwriting was on my bucket list, something I'd always wanted to do, but didn't know I was capable of, and had no idea of how to even start. Diagnosis and treatment changed me, she said. It loosened the grip of my conscious, logical mind and freed up my right brain creative side. And having a life-threatening illness gave me the immediacy I needed to trade my briefcases for guitar cases and start living my bucket list life. She says she realized, I've only got one life. I'm not going to get another chance to do what I feel called to do. So if not now, when? Patricia encourages others to follow their own dreams, saying, I'm living proof that it is never too late to start living your dream. My mission is to spread love, healing, joy, and peace, the power of words and music, and to inspire others to follow their own dream. With music that uplifts, inspires, and makes you feel, Patricia's contagious, open-hearted joy shines through like a beacon in the night, whether she's singing the upbeat, positive, great day to be alive, or meditating on being present in the moment in her soothing pop ballad, Here Now. Patricia's music is highly melodic pop with stylistic nods toward folk, soft rock, electronic music, and jazz. Some have compared to Sarah McLachlan, Sheryl Crow, Jason Mraz, and others. Her songs are regularly heard on TV shows and films, including on ABC, CBS, NBC, Netflix, CW, CMT, ESPN, Freeform, Hallmark Channel, MTV, and TV Land, and the opening and end title credits of the 2018 award-winning feature film, Price for Silence. Patricia's songs have won recognition from prestigious songwriting contests, including being honored with the overall grand prize of the 2020 Peace Song Awards, was jury winner in the rock, pop, and world music categories for these awards as well. The grand prize in the West Coast Songwriters International Songwriting Contest, recognition from the prestigious John Lennon Songwriting Contest, who is a multi-genre finalist, and 2 Positive Music Awards. Plus, she's been honored to be among nominees, semifinalists, and finalists several times in many other competitions including the International Songwriting Competition and the LA Music Critic Awards. Yes, if you do the math, you realize she has accomplished all of this in less than 20 years, 17 to be exact, since her cancer diagnosis. Patricia has said, I believe that by being fully ourselves, we can change the world for the better. Simply by accepting and loving ourselves, we can create a ripple effect of hope, healing, and inspiration for others on their journey. And you don't have to wait for a cancer diagnosis to start living your bucket list. And congratulations, Patricia. I'm aware that you're celebrating your 7-year anniversary of being cancer-free.
Thank you. I actually think it's 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So I had my last treatment in 2003.
Okay.
And been cancer-free ever since.
That's awesome.
Yes. Well, thank you for that amazing introduction.
You're very welcome.
Wow. I'm really, can I just bring you with me everywhere I go?
Sure.
We get that a lot on our show. Guests want to take Jeannie and her introductions with them. So we can talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
Patricia, thank you so much for being with us today. We want to jump right in. We heard a lot there. You're no stranger to the awards shows. You're no stranger to really, truly award-winning songs. I think every song on our list today that we want to talk about and listen to has won something at some point. And I tell you, they all end up in my top rotation. So, folks, why don't we jump into some music right away here today? We'll listen to a tune and then we'll let Patricia tell us a little bit more about it. This is Every Heart, One Love. Enjoy.
People shouting like they got the answer. Louder and louder now, I'm drowning in a sea of anger. Quick to judge, pass the blame, assign the labels. Wish we'd all stop acting like we're strangers. If we could see underneath, we are one family. And it don't matter where you come from. Every heart beats to the rhythm of a one. Rise above division, look for the good, and take the time to really listen to everybody, every voice, every color. Give love, cause we were made to love each other. And even if we disagree, we are one family. And it don't matter where you come from. Every heart beats to the rhythm of a one. To the rhythm of one love. Every heart beats to the
Yes, yes, yes. What a great way to start a show. Patricia, please tell us a little bit. What was it like to be involved with the Peace Song Awards this year? You've got two winning songs and a grand prize winner overall. Share with us a little bit about that song we just heard, Every Heart, One Love, and what it's like to be a part of this Peace Song Award program and movement that's happening.
Well, the Peace Song Awards are relatively new. They're a relatively new award show. I think it's the fourth year this year, and it's a wonderful way of bringing attention to positive music and music that recognizes oneness. So, Every Heart, One Love won the rock and pop section of the Peace Song Awards. And this is a collaboration with Diana Rose Dawson, who is somebody that I've written a lot of songs with. She and I met probably about 10 years ago at a songwriting conference called Durango Songwriters Expo. And she lives now in Arizona, but she was living in the Midwest. And so we met, wrote one song when she was in town, and then since then have been writing over Skype for almost 10 years. And this is a song that we wrote together. It went through a lot of different versions to get to where it is now. It's a pretty interesting story. So when we started the song, the hook wasn't even the hook. So the line, "It don't matter where you come from, every heart beats to the rhythm of one love." That was just one little line that was in the pre-chorus. And I was on a hike one day and I was like, this is such a great line. We really need to showcase this more. And I called Diane. I was like, I think we need to rewrite this song. And so we ended up rewriting it. And I took it with me, a demo of it, when I went to the Hawaii Songwriting Festival in, I think it was 2017. And I had a chance to play it for Jason Mraz. And I love Jason Mraz. If I had to name like a dream co-write, somebody that I really would love to write a song with, it would be Jason. I love him, his positivity, his spirit, his voice, his writing. He's just amazing. And he loved the song, and he particularly liked the group sing-along part where everybody chants.
Right.
And so he said, definitely produce this one, get it out there. And but one thing he also said that we ended up rewriting another part of the song is he said in his songwriting now, especially in social commentary songs, which this one, it has a bit of social commentary in it. He's always trying to find a way to write from a first person place, like a looking in the mirror and taking responsibility for his role in whatever the situation is that he's writing about. So it was a couple years later, and I was actually recording the song. I was with my producer, Duddy Brown, who is an amazing producer. He's just done a tremendous job on this group of new songs that I've done. And he lives in downtown Los Angeles, right on the edge of what they call Skid Row. And we were walking from the parking lot to his building, and we saw a homeless man passed out on the sidewalk. And there's so much homelessness, especially in downtown LA, that we just stepped around him and kept walking. And once we got into the studio, we were like, what just happened? Like, how desensitized have we become to the suffering from seeing it all the time that we just, walked past this guy? And Duddy says, yeah, if that had been you laying on the sidewalk, I would have rushed over and said, oh my God, Patricia, are you okay? But because it was a stranger, we just walked around him. So I ended up rewriting a couple of lines in that, in the beginning of the song. And that's where the line, wish we'd all stop acting like we're strangers, came from. I don't even remember what the line was before that, because this is what really felt right. And anyway, so that's the story of Every Heart, One Love. It's, in addition to winning the Peace Song Award, it's also been nominated for a Posse Award. And so we're going to find out on Saturday, November 14th, whether it is a winner of a Posse Award in addition.
Oh, right on. We're going to know that this wins a Posse Award as well. So great song. Thank you so much for sharing on that.
So now we're going to go to another Song Award winner, but this one was in the world music category. Tell us the story, Patricia, behind Say Yes, World with a Little More Love.
Oh, I love this song so much. This was written in Hawaii last summer when I was at the Hawaii Songwriting Festival. And I co-wrote it with two other artists, both Hawaii-based artists, Ryan Hiraoka and Kristen Lagasse. And what we set out to do the day we wrote this song is when we go to these festivals, sometimes there's opportunities to write to prompts. So like little song ideas. And one of the music licensing companies who was there said they really wanted to hear a song that had kind of a world feel, and they wanted something that was very inclusive. And so the three of us got together, and Ryan started playing these sort of world beat drums and this pattern on the piano. And before we knew it, World with a Little More Love was just sort of falling out of us. It was a really fun afternoon. He's actually recorded a version of the song with him as an artist. And I love the song so much that I asked him if I could record my own version and then have him guest on it. So he's doing the rap on the, I guess you'd call it the bridge of this song.
And could you explain for our listeners who may not be able to discern what is a world beat and what makes that category different from other categories, like the pop rock category?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think this song is pretty much of a pop song, really. But because Ryan is, he does a lot of reggae music, and his rap on this song is very reggae oriented. To me,
So is that generally in two beats per measure, as musicians would say? That's generally how I would hear it, is 2 versus 4.
Oh, interesting. I'm not really sure. I think this is in 4/4 still. It sounds like it could be, but it's more like the quality of the drums and some of the instrumentation, and I think a lot of it has to do with Ryan's rap on there.
Okay. Well, let's hear Say Yes, World with a Little More Love.
Everybody got a little something only you can bring. It's impossible to put it all together. Need every piece to make it complete, yeah. Every note to make a symphony. All the voices singing harmony. All the colors of the rainbow shining. Everyone, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. takes everyone, everyone, everyone to make a world with a little more love. Little more love. Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter where you come from, gender or race, spiritual beliefs or orientation. Everyone has got the same motivation. Love is love, the same situation. Give love and help one another. In this world, there's only each other. One blood, the human race. If you feel the same, let me hear you say.
Say yes, yes. Say yes, yes. Say yes, say yes to a world with a little more love, little more love, oh yeah. Say everyone, everyone, say yes to a world with a little more love, say yes to a world with a little more love.
Oh, that was fun. That's a good one. That's a keeper. So another, we were speaking before the show about a collaboration you did on We Are One Love. Could you share that with our listeners, please?
Sure. So this, I have to say, I think if I could say what my main strength in songwriting is the sing-along chorus. I think it comes from all the years of being in a gospel choir and seeing the power of people singing together, that sort of call response thing that happens a lot in gospel music. And so pretty much all the songs that we've played so far have an element of that sort of call response to it. Say yes, for sure. And We Are One Love is another one that I think exemplifies this. And the story behind this is really cool. So Austin Willitsey and I actually met through a mutual friend on the street in Berkeley. I live in LA now, but I used to live in the Bay Area where Berkeley is, Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. And I met him about 8 years before the Positive Music Awards. And the year that we actually got to really know each other, besides just meeting on the street that one time, we both attended a Rumi workshop. So the poetry of Rumi is something that I've been a big fan of, and it turns out Austin as well. And we attended this Rumi workshop at the 2018 Positive Music Festival, otherwise known as PosiFest. And we both picked up on a line in one of the poems that was shared at the workshop. And the line is, "They say there is a doorway from heart to heart, but what is the use of a door when there are no walls?" So after the workshop and after the Posi Awards, we actually both won awards that year. We stayed up way into the early morning hours writing this song. And we'd never written before. We didn't really know each other except for having met on the street in Berkeley 8 years before. And we ended up writing, I think, a really beautiful song. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And it's about to come out. We're releasing it later this month. It's going to come out on October 29th. And so we ended up, we started writing it actually at PosiFest, and we thought we were finished with the song. And then this is a very interesting thing. So we started it as a chant. We thought it was going to be kind of like maybe a congregational song with really very few lyrics except for "We are one love." And as we started recording it, it sort of morphed and grew into a full song with verses and a bridge. And but we really didn't have a second verse. And I was actually on my way. I was in an airplane. We had just boarded and they were closing the doors to the plane. And I got a text from Austin. He didn't know I was coming to the Bay Area from Los Angeles. I got a text from him saying, I really think we ought to do a second verse on this song instead of repeating the same lyric, because now it's really morphed from being, that chant where you just repeat the same lyric over and over again to something more of a song. And it was funny. I was like, well, I'm actually on my way to the Bay Area for a music conference, and I'm going to be getting there a day early so I could come over and record second verse. So we wrote the second verse, texting back and forth. I paid for the Wi-Fi on the plane. You can get Wi-Fi now, so you can actually text while you're in the air. So he texted me some lyrics, and I was like, yeah, that's great. And what about this? And so back and forth, we were texting on the airplane. And by the time I landed, we had finished writing a second verse. And I took Bart from San Francisco over to the East Bay, recorded the second verse the next morning, and then made it back to San Francisco in time for the conference to start.
I love how the universe works.
It was really, really amazing. And then the other thing that happened with this song is Austin is the director of this fantastic teen a cappella choir. He's been the director, I think, for something like 20 years.
Wow.
It's called Till Dawn. And it's based in Marin County. And, obviously there's been many generations of teenagers going through that, because people can be in it for, I think it's maybe a junior high through high school kind of a thing. And then, they graduate and they go on, and then there's a new crop of folks that come through. And so I went to one of their rehearsals when I was up in the Bay Area one time, and we taught them the song, and then Austin recorded them singing it as part of this release that's coming out later this month. And they just did such a beautiful job, such open hearts, and they love the song. So it's a collaboration not only between me and Austin, but also Till Dawn joining in.
All right. Well, let's hear "We Are One Love," which is the collaboration between Austin Wilsey and Patricia Bahia, and as Till Dawn as well.
No walls between our hearts, and no walls between our souls. Where you begin and where I start. Who I am and who you are. Oh, we are one. We are one. We are one love.
I could see why the kiddos would love that one. They must have had a blast working on it. As I was going through your catalog, I came across a song, and I immediately fell in love with this one. Good Day. It's on the Save Your Heart CD. And I think the reason I fell in love with it is because it gave me the same feeling I would get as a teenager listening to Simon and Garfunkel's 59th Street Bridge song, also known as Feeling Groovy.
Oh, wow.
It's just the idea of delighting in everyday things. So can you tell us what inspired Good Day for you?
Well, I love this song too. This is the first collaboration I ever did with Diana Rose Gosson. So remember we were talking about her earlier as my co-writer on Every Heart, One Love. But this song was written in 2009. And that's the first time I ever met her. We met at the Durango Songwriters Expo. And after the expo, she stayed in town for a few days, and we had a writing session with her and my very good friend and co-writer, Athena Marie Byrne. So Athena and I were over at Athena's house. Diana came over, and actually, no, even better. We started out wanting to write at Athena's, and then it turns out Diana was horribly allergic to Athena's dog. So we ended up writing this in a hotel room in LA, and just love the idea of kind of it being just a day in the life kind of thing, like taking scenes from, going to get our coffee, crossing the Bay Bridge. At that time, I think everything's automated now. I think everybody is required to have like a fast track transponder on their cars.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But back in the day, the way the Bay Bridge worked is you had to go through a toll booth and actually pay cash to get across the bridge. And one of the things that was sort of a tradition, if people were having a good day, they would pay it forward. So you would pay for your toll and then pay for the car behind you. And so that's where that line comes from. So we just took like little snapshots of different things, like our favorite songs on the radio and
the kids on the school bus. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, let's listen to snippets of life in Day.
Got my hot cappuccino. Don't forget the whipped cream. Cute guy at the counter winked at me. I reached into my pocket of my old blue jeans and found 45 bucks. Oh yeah, shopping spree. And nothing's in my way, yeah, I know. Oh, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Maybe there'll be April showers. I will stop to smell the flowers anyway. The sun may shine or the sun may hide. Nothing's gonna take the happy, nothing's gonna take the happy off my face. It's gonna be a good day. Behind a big yellow school bus, the kids are waving hello, and all you need is love. Is on the radio. Oh, driving up to the toll booth. Somebody covered my fare. I pay the favor forward so someone else can share. In this nothing's in the way kind of day, yeah. gonna be a good day.
Oh, what a great song. That's Good Day by Patricia Bahia. And you are listening to Real Conversations, the meaning behind the music, a production of the New Thought Media Network. I'm Robert Brzezinski. My co-host Jeanne Kataoka and I have been having this fabulous conversation with Patricia Bahia. And I want to take just a little bit of a different turn in where we're going here. You've got so many great songs. Looking at the list again, we had more on our list that we would like to talk about than we have time for today. So I'm going to jump right back into it. If you would, Patricia, share with us a little bit more around the song "Be Here Now." Now, as a metaphysician and a spiritual kind of guy, I think I can, I see the message in the immediacy of the title. And, but I want to hear yours, what brought you to this song and kind of what's that creative process that goes forward to bring something like this into the world?
Well, thank you. So Be Here Now, as you have already stated, is very much of a meditative song. And it's also a co-write with Diana Rose Dawson. So Diana and I were talking about how a lot of times, especially with cell phones and smartphones in particular, we find ourselves being really distracted and not being in the moment. And I had this title, I had been hanging on to this title for a while. At one point, I owned the book by Ram Dass with this title, Be Here Now. And I always wanted to write a song with this title. And so our conversation kind of led us to, wow, well, we're running around, we're distracted, we're doing all these things. What if we wrote something that just could really ground us and help us be present in our own lives? So that's really where the song came from. We wrote it kind of, it sounds like we're talking to someone else, but it's really much more of a looking in the mirror moment where we're telling ourselves to be here now.
Yeah, right. Well, let's give it a listen, folks. Be Here Now. Enjoy.
You're right in front of me, but it's like you're in another place. I can see your mind moving faster than a full-speed freight train. You got so many plates you're spinning, you're afraid to even let one fall. You don't want to miss a thing, but you're missing what means most of all. Be here now. Be here now. This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around. So be here now. You say it's only temporary, you will smell the roses soon. I understand the feeling, there's so much you think you have to do. Remember that your worth isn't measured by the work you've done. The only thing that matters in the end is how much you've loved. So be here now. Be here This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around.
All right. Very famous title, and I would say you did the title proud. Great work. Good.
Thank
Very
you.
good stuff there. So let's turn it up just a notch and share with us a couple of. I've got a couple more songs here I want to chat about that are some of my absolute favorites, and I'll tell you, they're in heavy rotation on New Thought Media Network and the radio station. So let's start with "Great Day to Be Alive." Tell us a little bit more about that one, would you?
Absolutely. So I have a duo project with a songwriter based in London named Betty Lawrence. And our project is called Seventh and Hope. That's for luck and optimism. And it's also, it turns out, a intersection in downtown Los Angeles. And there's even a subway exit at 7th and Hope, which we didn't know when we named ourselves that. But this is a song that we wrote over FaceTime. We've written a lot of songs in person when Betty either comes to LA or I go to London. But we've probably written, I would say the majority of our songs have been written over FaceTime or Skype. And this is no exception. This one was written when I lived in Santa Monica in a one-bedroom apartment with my husband and our dog. And I remember writing this so well. I remember exactly where I was sitting. We had this little loft upstairs where I used to sit at a desk and do my calls. And then my keyboard was downstairs in the living room. And I remember being on the phone with Betty saying, we need something like just super hooky for the chorus. What about? And then I started singing the do-do-do part as I was walking down the stairs heading for the piano to demonstrate it. And she's like, I love that. So that's how that one came about. And it is, if I had to name a song that's like sort of my theme song in life, it might be this one.
Yeah.
It's between this one and Every Day is a Gift.
Gotcha. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there soon enough.
Okay.
But before we do that, folks, why don't we go ahead and give this a listen? Patricia Bahia, Great Day to Be Alive. Get ready to boogie.
It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be alive. Got up on the bright side, nothing's gonna bring me down today. I'm talking to the mirror, say gotta get out of my own way. On the edge of the beginning, I'm at the start of something new. I can see the silver lining, yeah, it's coming into view. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be alive. Feeling good and loving life. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be alive. day to be alive. It's a great 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 day to be alive. Feeling good and loving life. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be alive.
Oh, I absolutely see why that's a theme song, and it is one of those songs. Like I said, it's in heavy rotation for me. I find it's part of that soundtrack that every time it comes on and I hear it, it's like, yeah, you really did create a great hook there. So,
Thank you.
and in your last answer, you actually alluded. Now we don't set this up, right? We don't tell everybody exactly what we're going to ask, but every day is a gift is my next question, because it feels like in many ways, so much of your catalog points directly at New Thought, metaphysics, that positive movement of thought and belief, and filling ourselves with the vibration that you get with Every Day is a Gift is just amazing. So please continue. Tell us a little bit more about that one.
All right. Well, Every Day is a Gift is a song that I actually did a solo write. And I do a lot of co-writing. I love co-writing. But every once in a while, I feel moved to write a song by myself, and this was one of them. And the seed for this song obviously comes from having survived ovarian cancer. And, you know, we're all living with a terminal condition called life. That's the first line.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just speak for myself on this. I know I was aware of that fact, but particularly when I was younger and before I had cancer, death seemed like something that was probably never going to really happen, or was going to happen so far in the future that I couldn't really imagine it. And for me, what having a life-threatening illness did for me was that proverbial, wake-up call where I became aware of my mortality and how every day is really so precious. And once you've had an illness like that, then it feels like every day above ground is gravy. It's like, okay, this is bonus time.
Yeah.
So, and the title, this is a pretty interesting thing. I was taking a songwriting workshop with Tim Fagan, who is an amazing songwriter and musician. He was Colby Caillat's music director, and I love Colby Caillat. I love her music, and she writes a lot of really wonderful, uplifting songs as well as Jason Mraz. In fact, they have a duet that I love very much called Lucky. Anyway, I think the week I started writing this song, Tim Fagan had said that we should look for a found title. There's all different ways of starting songs, and some, just come like a lightning bolt, and you're like, oh, okay, you're just mostly taking dictation. Some are more thought out, some come from an assignment. And this one was, bring in a title from someplace. It could be a fortune cookie or a newspaper headline or something, just a found title of some kind.
Mm.
So I teach circle singing at the cancer support community. And one of the things that I like to do is have everyone write an affirmation on a card, and then we pull the cards out randomly, and I end up composing little chant songs based on what comes out of the tambourine, where we put all the affirmation cards. So one of the weeks that I did this, there was a card left over, and I usually kind of look through the cards and see what's there. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay, I'm looking for a found title, and here it is. Every Day is a Gift. So I don't know for sure who put that in the tambourine, but they sparked this song with that title.
Wow, right on. I would name that person God myself. That a found title. I love that story. That is a great insight there. Thank you for sharing that, because it looks like, oh well, this was a divine download, and yeah, there it is, and to find that title. So let's give it a listen, folks. This is Patricia Bahia. Every Day is a Gift. Enjoy.
We're all living with the terminal condition called life. No matter how I try to fight it, can't deny it. No one gets out of here alive. Every golden sunset fades to black. Never know if it'll be the last, but I know I've only got one chance to live this precious life. Every day is a gift.
All right. Well, thank you for that gift. I listen to that just about every day. Sorry, folks. I had to say that,
Oh, thank you.
It does seem to show up so often in my life, and I'm loving it. And that's why we wanted to get a chance to speak with you here today. I know our time is coming to a close here soon, but before we wrap it all up, we would love to hear, what's going on. What's the future hold? Now, I know that winning a major piece, the fourth annual Peace Song Awards, is brand new. By the time this goes to air, you may have won a Posse Award as well. We'll see how that plays out. The real question is, what's the future holding? What's that vision out in front of you that's kind of calling you now? What events might you have? And it's not like the old days where you can jump on an airplane and write a song as you go. But what might be going on in the future for you that you want our listeners to know about?
Well, like you said, the live shows and the traveling to music conferences and collaborating in French castles in the French countryside, which is where we wrote Keep the Light On. I mean, all these things that I've done in the past, it's really interesting to be in one place. So the Be Here Now song has really, wow, did I not realize what I was saying when I said, let's write Be Here Now? Because, we're in one place. It's pretty crazy. But even so, there's still wonderful community that's happening online. And there's still music being released and videos that are coming out. So I think I already mentioned, but I would love to say it again. We Are One Love is coming out October 29th. And it's available for pre-saving on iTunes and Spotify right now. So if we'll have show notes, I think, probably for this. Maybe you could put the link in the show notes.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be great. And there's, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but Sienna Starbird, who is a young filmmaker and artist who was also a member of Till Dawn, the choir that's on We Are One Love. She's also a visual artist, and she has created a fantastic video for us for this song. And it's very current in terms of what's happening now, the footage that she's captured. And I think it's going to be a really powerful companion to the song. So that's going to be coming out in November. And then also in November is going to be the release of Every Heart, One Love. And that's going to be on November 16th. So my plan after those two come out is, keep writing and keep recording and producing. And I've got a lot of unreleased music that I've already finished. So the plan is to just keep putting it all out there and sharing it with the world, and hopefully inspiring other people to follow their dreams, whether it's songwriting or something else. That's my goal.
Always good to have goals. I want to do a bit of a pivot here. And what can you tell me about Why We Walk?
Oh, Why We Walk. Oh, this song is, this is one of those ones where it wasn't a lightning bolt and it wasn't a found title. This was one where I really wanted to write a song for the cancer movement in terms of like walkathons, something that people could sing along with while they're walking. You could play at rallies to raise money. There's I don't know how many walkathons and things are happening now, but when I released the song in 2015, it was featured in many, many ovarian cancer walks. And then what's amazing to me is it's been used in walks for ALS, for other types of cancers, for breast cancer, for just illnesses in general that we're looking for cures for. And I'm really, really proud of the way this one turned out. And again, it has that sing-along call and response chorus that I love so much. I love writing those, and I love singing them. So I hope it inspires people to keep walking.
All right. Well, maybe we'll get up and walk while we're listening to this and sing along as well. Patricia Bahia's Why We Walk.
Today we will remember those who live and those we've lost. In their names we give it all we've got to reach the mountaintop. We're walking for a cure now. We are walking for our lives. We lift our voices high, break the silence, and shine a brighter light. This is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk, and we won't stop. 'Cause this is why we walk. We're walking for the sisters, the mothers and the wives. We're walking for the empty place at the table we've left behind. We're walking for the families, the husbands and the sons, and we're walking all together, 'cause it touches everyone. This is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk, and we won't stop. 'Cause this is why we walk. With every step we're taking, getting closer to the top. If we all can do a little together, together, together we can do a lot. This is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk, and we won't stop. 'Cause this is why we walk on. 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 Hey. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. This is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk, and we won't stop. 'Cause this is why we walk. This is why we walk. Oh, oh, this is why we walk. Oh, this is why we walk, and we won't stop. 'Cause this is why we walk. This is why we walk, and we won't stop. 'Cause this is why we walk.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I could see people walking en masse and singing and having a good time with that while they're doing good works. So Patricia, we have a secret, not so secret question we always ask towards the end of our program. And I know you've already touched on, oh, that's my theme song if I have one, and oh, I love that song, and we know this can be difficult, but what is your very favorite song you've done?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It'll be easy.
That's why we save it for last.
Yeah. Well, this is hard. I love Great Day to Be Alive. There's another Seventh and Hope song that I also love called Keep the Light On.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
And since we haven't played that one yet, I think that would be a great one to go out on. This song really, really speaks to me. It was written in France.
Oh boy!
At a retreat that I went to with dear friends, Nitani Paris, her husband Jean-Pierre Williams, and then I brought. I introduced Betty Lawrence, who is my collaborator in Seventh and Hope, to that group, and we ended up arriving early the afternoon of the retreat, and we were sitting outside in this just amazing stone courtyard that's centuries old, and we wrote this song. So I really, really love this song. This one has won a few awards as well.
It was a Posy Award winner, wasn't it?
It did win a Positive Music Award, yeah. And it also won, I think it placed in John Lennon. And if I'm not mistaken, it was also the same year that we won the grand prize in the West Coast Songwriters for Great Day to Be Alive. Keep the Light On was the runner-up. So we got first and second place.
Yeah, I love how just common phrases like keep the light on, come hell or high water. So let's listen to Keep the Light On, Patricia Bahia.
When the world's getting dark and you can't see, when your lungs are so tired and you can't breathe, when the rain comes down, don't be afraid, I'll illuminate the way. You've drifted so far away from your home shore, looking up but you can't see the stars anymore. You've been gone so long on a heartless sea, but you can always come
great song. We could go on for another hour or more, folks, and yet we're not going to. We're going to leave some mystery to all of this and let you search out more of Patricia's music and her upcoming projects. Now, we'll be sure to leave links in the notes to this podcast so you can find all of what we've been talking about today. Pick up and pre-save those songs, or perhaps they're available already, depending on our production time. So I want to quickly say before we go, thank you so much again, Patricia, for being with us. It has been an amazing conversation. Thanks for having a real conversation with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Thank you, Patricia.
Well, that's it, folks. On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, we appreciate you being with us. Listen in again for more real conversations, the meaning behind the music. Until next time, peace and blessings. Thank you for listening to Real Conversations, exploring the meaning behind the music. Real Conversations is produced by the New Thought Radio Network, sharing a vibration of love, positivity, and empowerment through a variety of media streams. Learn more on the web at newthoughtmedianetwork.org. Listen to past episodes of Real Conversations on the podcast page at newthoughtradio.net. Until next time, peace and blessings. Go forth and prosper.